Okay,
So
good to see you again.
good to see you too, my brother.
Yeah, my brother, Tulga. Maybe you guys saw the video I put on YouTube, and in that video we talked about making more videos.
Yeah.
And what I think is important now with this virus situation is that we remind you that you have the power inside. You should not feel powerless, you should not feel panicked or overwhelmed, and that we can use this time actually to think about ourselves, invest in ourselves, and to grow inside. And that's what I think you were thinking, pretty much the same thing.
Yes, exactly the same. But from another perspective, because I'm a different person than you. And it helps clarify also my vision, because your perspective is different. And sometimes I can't understand some things not that well. But from your perspective, as we are talking about communication, about everything, it makes more sense with two perspectives on both sides. And I understand it even more and more. So that's why I like talking with you.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and I feel like this is an advantage, and I think it works better to have Tulga coming at this from his perspective and me from mine, and combining. We both feel we have basic points of agreement. We both want the most for young people. We want you to make the most of your time and make the most of yourselves. We want you to feel powerful. We want you to feel like you can do anything. And we come at it from different perspectives. And when Tulga showed up today, I told him my ideas for the video, and he said, "Yeah, he said, you said you just made a video on the same topic, basically."
Yeah, same topic basically, but in Mongolian. It's about how the Mongolians were, with the nature, and how the people are now around the world, distanced from nature. So the problem comes. We are making law that doesn't make sense to the nature. It's not natural law. It's just our thoughts we think about it and make some laws. But there is universal law. There is earth, nature law, and we have to respect that. And if we go with the law of the universe, in line with the law of the universe, we can grow, extend it. But today, the society around the world, they are just taking laws from their head and putting them in the law book and saying, this is the law, you have to follow it. But even nature says no to that law, because nature has their own law. Universe has own laws. Normally, we are just a human being, product of the universe, product of the nature. We must follow the nature's law normally. But we are so ego-based. We think we are greater than nature and universe. And that's why we are in trouble.
I think that's true, and I think what is very special about Mongolia, like for myself, is that I feel more connected with nature, even though I'm in Ulaanbaatar. Just being in this country makes me very connected to that. And what Tulga said, people making up rules out of their heads to control other people. That's not in harmony with the universe. And for me, being in Mongolia, that's so very clear. And I think we need to be proud. We need to understand we have a very special country. We have very special traditions that have kept us in harmony with, I say us because I include myself, that have kept us in harmony basically with this principle, which is why, like I was just telling Tulga, I can't imagine not living in Mongolia now because of the way I feel living here.
Yeah, it's also, I went in 2018 to America and talked about native people, Navajo people, and also Cherokee. They're also saying the exact same thing, just from another side of the planet. We are having so much common conversations and ideologies and everything, respect to the Mother Earth, respect to the Father sky, you know, you have to respect the fire because our ancestors will connect. We have to have that fire very pure. We have, you know, everything spiritual was connected, and I was thinking like, whoa, there's some people, native people, actually feel this and know this. We have to connect to make this bigger and tell to the rest of the world, this is the way. Because people today think, they see famous people, they see stars and they say, oh, he has a nice car, he has a nice apartment, he has a nice woman, family, I don't know what. But if you see it very clearly, and if you see it very carefully, you will see they are not happy. You know, they are always striving for more and more and more. Because, for example, if they don't have their car, if they don't have their apartment, they will break down. They will, you know, the ego is on that materialistic. Yeah,
materialistic. Yeah.
And here in Mongolia, they don't care material. They don't care about that, because the most important thing is you have to respect the nature. And if you respect the nature, nature will respect you. For example, I see today Mongolia still has no record of coronavirus, because it's the immune system of Mongolian people is close to the nature, and I think it makes them, the immune system makes it stronger against coronavirus. You know, for a lot of Mongolian people are here, 1.5 million people are here in city. So if one gets it, we all get it. And if one is in problem, we will all have problems. But now is March 9th.
Yeah,
March still 9th. Not that chaotic things going on. So
and there's also the vibrational aspect, which is emotional, and the vibration that you are on, because our immune systems can be strong and protect us if we reduce stress and we feel strong inside and we feel a sense of harmony and we feel a sense of possibilities. And you know, one thing we were talking about earlier when you got here, we were talking about how we overcome personal difficulties by raising our vibrational level. And no matter what situation you're in, you can find within yourself the ways to raise your vibrational level to where you can overcome and achieve great things no matter what's happening around you. And those vibrations are they're in the universe, they surround us. This is it's not a matter of opinion.
yeah, there is one Navajo man, his name is David. He said he works at NASA, and he told us we are made of stardust.
Yeah, we are stardust.
Yeah. In other words, we are connected to the stars.
We are
yeah. So if the stars move, our cells move. So if we can channel that stars and get energy from that, we will get much more powerful. The Navajo Indians, all the native people, indigenous people around the world knows that, and that's why they are stronger. And I feel sorry for the some kind of Western people. They don't feel that, because I heard 10,000 years ago they went from nomads to civilized.
Yeah.
So more Western people, most of them has 10,000 years of DNA of civilized, stay in one place. But nomads here in Mongolia still now there are still here nomads. So we are not that far from the nomadic life. And if you keep traveling and keep going in a line with nature and moving around some places, your DNA gets stronger and stronger. That's why some Mongolian kids are very intelligent, because the DNA is still active.
Yeah,
I read about something like that.
That's something that I noticed in my classes when I started teaching some of you guys. And every day I was like, oh my God, these kids are amazing. They're so smart. They have so much energy. They have so many talents. This is incredible. And so that's what makes this whole process that that we share so exciting. And so understanding that we're responsible for this, that's why we want to have these video talks, and I want you guys to send ideas. I want to have a communication, because this is really kind of the future, I think. I had a couple of students say to me on Messenger, like, oh, you know, we really like this being online. This feels more modern, this way of having a classroom that we share through social media. And I think what this has done is open up new possibilities, and we're able to convey ideals.
Share our knowledge and share our experience. We are not trying to insult other people. We are trying to connect with other people. So most people as possible, because we all have one problem, same kind of problem. We want happiness in our life. That's all we want, you know. But sometimes if you see the Indians, they're meditating, they have these techniques how to calm the mind and calm the self. You know, I'm learning that too, because we are just human beings. We have two legs, we have all two legs, two arms, we are all the same.
Yeah, this is something else we were saying, like Tulga and I was saying, he was talking about a guru. Yeah. And I said, you know what, it's good that we are not gurus.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you see people, they get very caught up with gurus and they worship these gurus. Believe me, we are figuring these things out. And that's exciting. We want to share that what we are figuring out and what we are learning, and have an openness up, right? You were coming at it from maybe more, what would you say your orientation is in terms of meditation?
Meditation, and I was 15 years in Belgium, so I'm like more open-minded. There's no limit. There's no like only Mongolian way or only Western way.
Yeah, please understand, our backgrounds are very important. Tulga spent half his life in Belgium. My God, you know, I'm coming from the United States, so we can offer this range of perspectives.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
interrupt. It's no problem. Yeah, it's thank you for correction, because my English is not that perfect. It's
his English is amazing.
It's kaput, little bit kaput. I have to fix it. So yeah, that's the most important thing that we are trying to do is connect all the people, connect all the religions, because all religion says we must help each other. We must love each other. We must respect each other. You know, all religion teaches that. But why are we in fight with each other? I don't understand. The main goal is to live in harmony, but...
Well, I think religion is kind of a mixed thing. Religion, I think, in my opinion, creates more problems than it solves. And when I came here and I started studying Tengrism, you know, during the Mongol Empire, there were a lot of religions. They were tolerated and encouraged. Oh yes, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Taoists, but everyone understood that we have a shared reality. We have a shared universe, and that is, we talk about Tengrism, but there's really no word for it. And it opened my mind to something higher than religion, and I know it's hard for people to understand. But it was so exciting for me to feel that here. And then what Tulga was saying about bringing Navajo people, you know, a lot of my students know I'm part Navajo. And the Navajo reservation in the United States is very depressed. They have a lot of problems. I mean, you talked to them. What was your impression when they told you about how life is on the reservation?
I was like talking to another Mongolian nomad. You know, I was like, when I was there was a Navajo traditional day going on, and I went there and visited some people and spoke to some people, and one family said, look there, that's my house, go in there, there is food, go eat. And I was like, what? You know, same in Mongolia, if you are going to a nomadic life, who's a nomad, you go to the yurt and people will offer you tea, eating food, something that you can eat. And it was exactly the same feeling, more warm, and I was like, whoa, it's my family, from another side. There's no border if you have that feeling of oneness to the nature and respect to the nature, respect for the universe. We will all be connected with not with our minds, but with our soul level, because we are made of stardust, you and I. We are made in one big bang. We are all one, but our mind is telling us we are separated, because the third dimension that we are living in is illusional, and we have to feel more than think.
At the heart level.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Western ideas, I don't want to call it Western, because to me, Mongolia is like, it's not East or West, it's in the middle. It's like the middle, to me, it's like the middle of the earth, middle of the world. Mm-hmm. And I come from a world where I can see now that a lot of the philosophies and religions and ideologies were actually designed to keep people apart and to make people disagree and fight and sometimes go to war over these ridiculous notions. And so, when we were talking about stardust, I came to Mongolia and we went to the Gobi Desert, and at night the whole universe opens up and you see this, it's like amazing theater of stars, and you wonder if is someone out there watching me, and this and it makes it very, very clear. The sun goes down and then you see the truth. You see what really going on. Yeah. And then after you had Tulga told me about the Navajo people that came here, the Navajo people that you connected with.
Yeah.
And I talked to some on Facebook, and there's a lot of they need our presence, and I think they have the truth, but the way the government, what they've been through oppression, has knocked a lot of energy out of them. They have health problems, they have alcoholism, depression. I mean, we all feel these things sometimes, yes. But they have it much worse. And some of them, when I suggested it, there was one woman, and I said, Mongols, we really feel a closeness, a connection with you.
Yeah.
And when I came here to Mongolia for the first time, I noticed Mongolians, they look like Navajo people. I'm like, wow. I felt really at home. And but she said, yeah, I feel that too. We look the same, but she said, my husband, he doesn't like this idea. That we're the same, because some Navajos, they feel like, no, we were just always Navajos. We were always here. We never came. We didn't come from anywhere, and so they might resist that idea.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. I have also the Facebook page. I went in that group of Navajo Native. I don't know, remember what kind of group they were called, but I was telling them, we are here, Mongolians, we support you Navajo people, but the Navajo people don't understand that, because in so many ways they've been exploited, hurt,
poisoned, killed, everything,
So
disenfranchised.
it's very bad.
And it continues. They keep trying to poison the water more and more, poison the air, poison the food, poison the education.
Yeah.
And
when I talk about their culture, they feel like, oh, he's going to exploit our culture like the other people did. But I'm trying to say is, we have to learn from Navajo people, because they have suffered more than us in history, and they are more in ahead of time. Because, for example, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, there's many Navajo people who live in who live there, but the ground is how do you say that? 60 years ago, there was some uranium.
Uranium mining.
Yeah, and that effect is still now to this day, and we can learn from it, because now in Mongolia there is uranium mining, gold mining, coal mining, every mining that you can have is here in Mongolia. But the Mongolian people don't understand the effect of it when it passes by 10 years, 20 years, 60 years. You know, they don't understand it. But Navajo people have the experience. They can teach us. They can say, oh, Mongolian people, stop that uranium mining, because after 60 years, look what happening is today. They can say, for example, this ground was mined 60 years ago. Now look at it. It's now still, the uranium is going up and affecting the people around it. It's very bad for the nature, and they can teach us. And we can also teach them, because we are kind of the last nomads on the earth, kind of way. So I feel like, because the nomads here in Mongolia have 5 animal stock.
Yeah, the five snouts.
Yeah, 5 animal stocks, and it's more close to the nature. And when I talk about this culture, Mongolian traditional knowledge, with Navajo traditional knowledge, we are like left and right hand. You know, it's like coming together. It's like I cannot hold it with one hand, but when I heard the stories of traditional knowledge, Navajo knowledge, it was like, whoa, it's like the other side of the understanding of the nature and the universe. And it was like, whoa, I can hold it now with 2 hands, with my mind.
Yeah.
And I felt that connection, and I told them that what I was feeling, and I was explaining like, Mongolia is the other side, you know, it's like, we understood it this way, and we were connecting, and I was like, we are brothers, you know. I have still the video captured one Navajo people saying he's very glad that other side of the country, other side of the world, there's people who can understand this feeling and connection to the nature. I have that, and I will share the video maybe here.
Yeah, we'll share it. We're figuring out ways of sharing everything that we feel is important, and opening up ways to have conversation with people out there. And yeah, the uranium problem, the water's very bad in some places where they literally can't drink the water.
Yeah.
And there's a Navajo woman, she's called a water woman. She has this truck, and she takes personal responsibility. She drives this truck hundreds of kilometers every day, delivering water to people. And so I hadn't even thought of that because they've suffered more, they can maybe teach us something.
Yes.
That's very true, and I think we can give them hope. I think they should feel proud that there is a country. We have a country, and we've had an empire, and they should feel proud of that. And this shamanistic tradition, and this way of feeling that we're connected to the universe. People all over the world, indigenous people, and it could be that we're coming into a time when we will all come together.
Connect, yes, and we will show the rest of the people how we must connect, because if the indigenous people around the world go extinct, then we will have a big problem. That's the big problem, you know, because we have to have this connection to the nature. We have to have these people who can connect with the nature. Otherwise, if you are civilized 10,000 years in cities, and you know, the connection is kind of lost in a way. The brain is dumbed down, and you cannot understand it fully. But if there is people who is more connected to the nature, they can teach us. It's not like I will have power over you. No, I will give power that you have already inside of you.
Yeah.
Wake that up.
Right.
And you don't need all this materialism. You have all the happiness, all the power inside you. Even Jesus told, the kingdom of heaven is within you, the Bible said. And also Jesus said, why are you so amazed? You can do much more than what I do. You know, all the teachings of Buddha and Jesus is saying, you have the power of the universe. Why are you so, you know?
And this, you know, like I like, maybe some of you know that I try to keep up on the latest brain science, and that's where I come at this. But I've often told you, and you guys, it's not just me trying to be an inspirational teacher, but it's like really true. You do have the power. We do need to get acquainted with it, and in its powers, it really, literally, it's infinite. And like Tulga and I were saying, if we could just get like a few hundred young Mongolian people, young guys like you guys, there's nothing that we can't do. And I don't want to sort of end on a negative note, but when you were talking about extinction, certainly the indigenous mindset is something that a lot of people, particularly in the West, they would like to just destroy it because it's a real challenge to their ability to control things and exploit people and exercise tyranny, you know what I mean? Exercise tyranny over the world. And we're saying, that's what's a bit threatening to them. But I know that we have universal, we call it universal law, we call it Tingers, we call it many things. We call it truth. We know that this is on our side, and we want the best for everybody. And we certainly want the best for you, and let's continue these talks. And it's amazing how much you can learn when you pretend it's English class. It's not really something else, right?
Yeah, it's more feeling based, and you can grow.
And that's what it's about. And we want you guys to feel powerful, and we will we will make videos, and we will share our experiences, and hopefully you'll get things out of it that you can use and feel more powerful, and really take off
and grow with us together.
We will grow. We don't pretend to have all the answers, but we know we're going in the right direction, so we will just communicate. And
maybe someday people who is watching will share their experience with us.
Please do. Send comments, and also you will put on this your Facebook page and all the things you're doing. Anytime we put up anything that is part of this project, please watch it and let us know how you feel, what you're thinking, and what things come to you, what comes to your mind. There's gold. Gold is inside, and you have gold, and we just get all the gold together, right?
And we will shine like a sun.
That's right. We will shine like the sun. Good. All right. Okay, man.
It's our first video.
Yeah, our first official video. This is official because I have my jacket on.
And I have my Mongolian tradition.
Oh yeah, tell about this. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, this one is Ichahor brand.
It's a new brand.
Yeah, it's Mongolian is Yatsor brand. It's brand.
Okay, we'll put an because I think it's traditional design. It's very cool, and it's authentic looking, and we want to support this.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time.
There's some translation that went on as far as what you just said.
Thank you very much.
And there is a lot of translations that go on between different tribes here, as well as different people around the world. And like you said, there's a lot of similarities as to how people live on the other side of the earth and on this side. And like you said, we have a lot of respect for nature. And we have medicine too. We have medicine men too that collect herbs and use that as medicine here. And then our livelihood is always sheep and horse and cattle, and
very nice.
That's our background.
Yes.
And that's what is our priority.
Yes.
And we have the Mother Earth that we live on. And the reason why Mother Earth is here, it provides food.
Yes.
It gives us the nutrients.
Yes.
And then the Father Sky oversees us. We live in between. So then we have 4 directions. And that's how we live here.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that there's other people that have the same ideas and the same same type of environment on that side. And we totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you
Even
very
though
much.
it's in English, we know exactly what you're saying, and which is good.
Yeah,
And
it's from here,
Right.
from the heart.
right, and I think that's a lot of what we do too. So the similarity is what connects us, and through the English language, we're able to communicate and understand.
Yeah.
That way. So I'm the chapter president over here.
Oh, thank
and
you
I'm
very
the
much.
elected official.
Oh, nice.
I also oversee this building over here for the senior citizen program. So I oversee the elders. So that's what I do.
I wish you very good luck on your work. Biga.
Biga means
Biga.
biga.
And thank you for all things that you have done. I
Yeah, yeah.
I
don't think you met Christian and Masha. Faith is Serafina's daughter. They were both up in Bodiati.